Greetings, Philners! Welcome to another MTG NerdPhil video where we are doing some Strixhaven Standard. You know what we do, we play some awesome, cool, fun decks that help you climb the standard rank ladder. So if you want to see more stuff like that, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell so it'll be easier time finding me in the future. And so you can participate in Fan Submission Fridays where you simply drop an Aether Hub link or copy and paste an entire deck list in the comments down below, and your deck gets featured on a Fan Submission Friday. We got one last week from Guess That's It Then. I had a lot of fun playing Mono Black Drain. Very cool take on it. Made a couple of changes as well. So again, if you want to see your deck on this channel, be sure to just comment down below. So, question of the day for you guys. So I've been kind of looking at Innistrad, and I never got to play in the original Innistrad, unfortunately. It seemed like a really fun goth set, and I'm just bummed I couldn't play it. But I want to know what you're most excited to potentially see in the new Innistrad set. I know we just got Strixhaven, but I really wish I could have played Innistrad like OG and then Shadows. But again, I want to know what you're most excited for, even though it's a while from now. But make your predictions now. You can say I made that prediction on NerdPhil's channel. So today we are playing some Simic Ramp. Pretty easy thing to do. We play creatures that ramp us into much bigger creatures. We have things that help us against control a little bit. So we got a little bit of everything going on. But the big idea is to just get one of our big creatures down and just and as early as possible to make our opponent's life miserable. So let me show you what we're working with. So we got two ops, playing two because I kind of wanted to play threes on other things. So I'm not playing fours of anything. That's pretty important to note, because I think we're pretty good on on what we want to do, which is get a mix of ramping involved. So two ops here. 3 Gilded Gooses, 3 Heroic Interventions to protect our creatures. I am playing 2 Decisive Denials. I think this card is great in this type of deck, as I guess I should say Quandrix, not Simic anymore, huh? And this card is good because it lets you, it's an instant first off, but if you have creatures on the board, you get the fight option when we have big creatures, and then if it's against a control deck, you get to counter pretty early on. So pretty good overall. 3 Pixies for more ramp, and it's flying, so you can get a little bit of aggressiveness going on if you're not ramping or you're done ramping. 2 Quandrix Apprentice. I do like this card. We are playing instants and sorceries, so I'm getting a couple lands as kind of, it's not really ramp, but it's a way to not draw lands in the future. 3 Brazen Borrowers, great card overall. 3 Cultivates for the ramp. 1 Kasmina. So I did want to try the new Kasmina. She's all right. Not like, but she's great as a 3-drop, but her minus ability is not great early on, but the more you scry, of course, you get a strong factual creature, so that's pretty solid. And her -8, we're not going to use too much, but we might every now and then. 2 Primal Empathies, because I actually really like this card a lot. We're playing creature deck, our creatures are big, or they get bigger. 3 Questing Beasts, 3 Vorinclex, which also pairs very nicely with the Primal Empathy. 2 Beastsong Giant, 2 Symbiosis, 3 Comas, love the Coma, 2 Great Henges, 2 Cows of Ventress, 7 Islands, 8 Forest, and 4 Pathways. So, no Fast Lands, no Fabled Passage. We actually don't want to play Fabled Passage with all the ways we can get basic lands. Maybe like 2 of would be fine. I wouldn't recommend more than 3. Probably don't want to play a full set. That was probably a little loud. I apologize. I'm going to bring down the audio just a tad bit here. Alright, hopefully they'll do it. We're going first. Not the greatest hand. I would love to see a little bit more of our bigger creatures, but maybe we can draw into them later on. So turn 2 we might play the Quandrix Apprentice, because after that we get to hold our instants and sorceries. So Brazen Bar is a great card because, oh, you know what? I'm actually going to go ahead. I can wait on the Cultivate, actually. We're not doing too much right now. So yeah, the adventure cards pair off really nicely with the Cultivate. Oh, okay, so he's playing Orzhov like aggro. Okay. So we really need to, actually, I'm gonna be aggressive here. I'm gonna go ahead and actually fight. We get a... Oh, we do not get a land, but the next 3 were not particularly helpful anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here. So far we're doing it okay. Again, we haven't seen our big creatures, which we could have gotten out at some point had we this is tough. Spellbinder is definitely annoying. I think I'm gonna well, no. Okay, I'll let it resolve. It's a little annoying, but it's not the worst. Just made our Brazen Bar very expensive, unfortunately. But Spellbinder is actually a pretty good card overall. It's been great. Okay, put this for blue. So Primal Empathy would be great. Makes our creatures bigger. It's a tough say, actually. I think I will Primal Empathy. Sounds weird, but I think it's okay in this instance. And if he wants to trade here, I'm actually okay with that. I don't imagine he will. Okay, so he wants to make the 3-1 a 4-2, which is fine. Doesn't bother me all that much, taking 4 in the air. Because our creatures will also get bigger, so... I think that's the power of Primal Empathy in general. Ooh, okay, he's going full aggro here. Okay, a 6-4 definitely a little bit more worrisome. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, he's all in. He doesn't have sideboard cards. Very interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and take the 7. I think it's okay for now. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the Apprentice. Okay, so might seem strange, but can't let a 7/5 stick for that long. Get a Forest, which is nice. So a little annoying because he gets to exile again with the Spellbinder, but I don't know why our opponent doesn't have learn cards, honestly. Doesn't make that much sense to me, but... So probably the Cultivate here, which is fine because we can still cast it. And what's important is that we are getting closer to our big creatures. So we should be okay. We should be okay. The decision is to Cultivate, but I can still cast it, which is probably why he's like, oh gosh, I don't really have great moves. So we've both been kind of mana screwed, but this is the power of Quandrix Apprentice. I've been able to search for the lands, and Cultivate will also help us out. I don't know why he's having a tough time deciding here. Just gonna get in for some aggression. I think he's just salty that he didn't draw any lands, which, again, it happens. I mean, you can't quit because of that. You gotta try. You know, you gotta try. And 3 lands is not like being screwed. It's like you still have things to play. So I think you know, I am gonna say a good game because it looks like he's trying to time me out, which makes no sense in ranked. In casual play, like, well, first off, if you're doing a casual play, why are you doing that? But in ranked, it's like, why would you assume I would quit just because you're trying to time me out? You know, like, I want to know your thoughts. Like, do you guys actually time out? So I'm definitely gonna have to edit this part. Because I don't want you guys to be bored like I am. Easy peasy. So I think we would have won that regardless, just how our hand was shaping. We had the Primal Empathy going out, so that was pretty nice. Primal Empathy is such a great enchantment. It's just not been used enough. And I can see why. Like, a 3-drop is pretty important, and, you know, a 3-drop that doesn't do anything the first turn it comes out is, like, that's pretty rough at the end of the day, so. But I think the overall effect is pretty solid. I'm going to go ahead and keep this, because we do have ramp. Hard to pass down a Great Henge, and Kasmina, if we can get her out, she can scry us. She can scry the lands that we need, so that's pretty solid as well. You have another timed out there? Oh no, he's just messing around with his pet. I like the elementals. Pretty cool. Okay, start off with a tapped land. So Pixie is pretty good because if you don't get the Gilded Goose turn one, you can still at least, you know, have some form of ramp, albeit it is slower, but it counts. It is a bummer that, especially for green Landwar Elves, was like such a staple. Oh, okay. I think we're playing against green counters just based off that information alone. So I hope to draw a land. Drawing a land into Questing Beast would be phenomenal. Like, that would be... I mean, that would be the dream, right? Drawing, after all, drawing... It's possible to draw a land after 2 turns, right? It's not unreasonable to say that, but... we are playing Magic. I mean, we are playing against a randomizer. And also, that's why we are hopefully going to have this guy stick around. Okay, so he's all in on ramp here. So this is mono green, so this will be a good test run. Okay, actually that was pretty solid. So I'm gonna just go for the Questing Beast. Yeah, hard to turn down a turn 3 Questing Beast. It's very hard to turn down that. If we draw a land, we can get a great henge going as well with the Heroic Intervention. So lots of asking. Again, this is why I play the dual moto lands. I'll say this in almost every video. Dual moto lands are the most busted because it's your best way of almost kind of beating the randomizer. Because if this was just a sorcery, we would have to play Kasmina. Very different outlook, right? So anytime you feel like your deck can at least even somewhat use the dual moto lands, use it, because it just gives you a better chance of beating the randomizer. I know, again, it sounds weird, but it's just the way it is, I guess. I don't know how to quite, you know, say it into other words. Okay. So this is going to be a little painful because it is a 5/5, but if he attacks, then he gets a much worse crackbacks. Or not much worse, but he does get a crackback. So, is he going to attack? He has protection from multicolored, right? Yeah. It's actually... Okay, so he decides not to attack. Okay, so we didn't draw a land. Bit of a bummer. But we can at least maybe look for one, right? Yep, there we go. Okay, so... I guess a smart thing to do would be to hold back. Heroic Intervention is a little bit more stronger than Kasmina doing her thing right now. Kasmina can come in a little bit later. I don't need her to come out quite yet. So what's great is that I can actually double block and then play Heroic Intervention, and I actually can do it twice, just in case he has some weird fight card that Mono Green occasionally does play. He's not playing Blizzard Brawl, that's super important to note. So we're gonna have to kind of keep an eye out here. But again, Pixie Fairy coming in real clutch. Okay, he did hover over the Questing Beast, so that is extremely important information. That tells me he probably has a fight card of some sort or some way to deal with the Questing Beast. Okay, perfect. So, no fighting shall happen. He can attack with both, that is important. But he will lose out. Oh, okay, he forgot they have Indestructible. Oh, protection from multicolored actually protects the Gem Razor. Okay, well, he's still gonna get a little bit of a blowout here, which is nice. Yeah, it's Hexproof and Indestructible. That's why Heroic Intervention, I try to include it as much as I can. So he actually could have attacked with the Gem Razor and been fine. But he gets super blown out here instead, which that's on him. Okay. Alright, not bad. So I could play the Kasmina, or I could try and hold up for another Heroic Intervention here. I'm gonna hold back, actually. It's the right thing to do. But I can attack with the Death Toucher. Because it has Vigilance. So if he decides to block, I actually completely blow him out. Okay. I did indeed have another Heroic Intervention, good sir, so you get completely blown out of the water. Whew. Alright. So far, so good. Now he has like no threats on the board. He will play Questing Beast, which will be painful. Because I would have to trade essentially at the end of the day. But we should be okay, honestly. He has to make the trade because of the Questing Beast. If you have way too many words on a card, the card's broken. And this card is like, look at all the words on this card. It's like, it's a freaking intro paragraph to an essay. Oh, okay, so I cannot attack with the Pixie Fairy, so that's important to know. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and scry here. Try and find for a creature. Not well, I mean, it does draw me a card, I guess. I'm actually gonna go ahead and keep that. It sounds weird, but it draws me a card from the Great Henge. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. So he should trade, honestly. It is a good trade. Because he can still attack Kasmina for 2. Yeah. It is the right thing to do. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of where we're at, honestly. I can actually still scry with the Castle Vantress. I totally forgot about that. So that actually worked out pretty great for us. So we should be okay. As long as we hold on... No! I was afraid of that. Oh, that's the worst top deck. Okay. Now I have to scry for 2. Oh, whoa. That's no good. Okay, so that was the opponent drawing amazingly, because I don't think they had that last turn. So the opponent got really lucky there, actually. So we can still come back from this. It's just it's really unfortunate that that's what the turnout was. That's kind of disgusting. So that's our 1 of Kasmina. I was gonna get 3 Gilded Gooses in a row. No way, man. That's cap. Okay, at least get the punch in for 2. I'm gonna scry. I need a coma here. Yo, this game. All right, we need to. Come on, we're scrying for 2. We've chucked 5 cards to the bottom. We've chucked 5 bad cards. There's no way that it gets any worse from here, right? I mean, I have 1 Questing Beast. I don't play reanimation stuff, so. Ugh. I swear if I do not get a coma, I'm gonna be so upset. Protection from multicolor is still bad. Ugh. I would need a Vorinclex as well. Okay. Now we're both in top deck city. It's just super unfortunate that that's what it came down to. We lost to the top deck. You know, sometimes that happens, right? Sometimes that does happen, and you just gotta roll with it. Okay. If I cannot draw... Okay, it's not bad. We're still holding on, I suppose, at the end of the day. Still holding on, but ever so barely, right? Okay, well, anything that buys me a turn buys me a turn. Dude, that's cap. Why are his top decks so amazing and I scryed 5? And so again, this is the power of the randomizer, right? It's really, at the end of the day, kind of looking at a person and saying, how do I want you to win? Well, I have to make that trade, honestly. I'm still going to end up taking 2, but... I mean, something without trample is better than something with trample, so... This is so cap, bro. Like, he's got 6 lands, come on. Can you get more flooded, please? Because you're not even scrying, you're just actually... He's actually straight up just drawing into, his top decks, like... No scrying, no drawing, no nothing involved. I mean, once we get a coma, though, right? Or Vorinclex. Bro, what is this game? have to do something. If he draws into not a land, I'm probably gonna quit. Like, I can't do anything else at that point, you know? I'm gonna have to chump block with the, come on, play land. It's not a land, are you serious? Bro, come on. No way it's another Gem Razor. No way. Oh my gosh, it is. It's totally another Gem Razor, isn't it? I'm getting capped so hard by the randomizer. Oh, it's not? Oh, it's probably a Primal Might. Oh, it's a Primal Might. Dude, his top decks. What is this? What is this? What is this game? Okay. Well, I don't think I can afford to take 9 here. So I can't even play Coma anymore, actually. Oh, I still can, actually. I do have the Pixie Fairy, so... What does he have in his hand? I mean, I guess... Actually, I'm just gonna scoop. Wow, his top decks were just so on point. I'm gonna get in for one more game here because that kind of tilted me, honestly. Like, he functioned off 6 lands the entire game, and his top decks. Oh my goodness, his top decks, and we couldn't even get into one of our big creatures with 5 scrying, scrying 5 cards. But that happens, right? That's what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. There's an op turn 1. I can cultivate potentially. We'll kind of see. I might get a Gilded Goose as well, so... Okay. Drew all our pathways. Again, the randomizer is acting really funky today. Don't think I need another land right now. Oh, Brazen Bar is actually a good, turn 2. Oh, are we also playing another Quandrix school? Okay. Looks like it's Quandrix with the counters. That is an archetype that I do want to venture into at some point. I'm actually going to cultivate here. Get green. Got 2 greens. Okay. So we can do a lot of things next turn. Okay, we are in Ramp City, so we've taken a lot of lands out of our deck. That's pretty important, actually. We can even play the Beanstalk Giant. Is that a Beanstalk Giant turn 4? That's kind of insane. I think I actually go for the Symbiosis play. I feel like we have a good chance. Okay. Well, I mean, that is much closer to our other threats, so it actually works out just fine. What was that? Look at the top 7. Okay, so we've saved ourselves 8 turns, so that's solid. So more likelihood we're gonna draw into a Coma or a Questing Beast or Vorinclex. So that's huge. It's actually really, really huge. Okay. Interesting. That's fine. And then actually do a whole lot. Great Henge, great card. I play the Beanstalk Giant. Play the Great Henge. And we actually hold for Heroic Intervention here. Okay, Cosmina's getting a little bit big, but nothing like unreasonable. And once we get our Coma, once again, we're looking for a Coma or Vorinclexes here. He also probably plays a Vorinclex with the counter synergy that's going on. I don't really have a way to deal with the Great Henge right now. I don't think I really do. So this is actually much closer than it looks. Okay. All right. The game is saying, would you like to draw more lands? which is fine. The more I get out, though, the more I mean, I know I'm kind of reshuffling again, but I'm okay with this scenario. Probably green. Okay. Gonna get him for 11. Probably doesn't want to take that, but he might. Alright, he does. Takes more than half. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And we still have enough for heroic intervention one more time. Oh, and denial is actually pretty important here. I think that's fine. I don't really feel like losing the Gilded Goose hurts me. I'm gonna let it happen. That's fine. I also have decisive denial, so I can fight. Actually, I could fight right now. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do that. Yep. Seems like a good play. Actually, I should have done mine first. I could have at least kept the Gilded Goose, so... okay. That's fine. Doesn't do a whole lot. Cosmina's here. Is she gonna come back as a blocker? She is. Oh, that counts as coming... Is it when it enters? Oh, it is when it enters. Huh. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice combo with... Okay, so I guess I should have saved for... What does it do? Oh, but the vehicle is not what I'm worried about. Okay. So he actually can't attack... Oh, he can attack with one. Okay, now he's fine. So I actually should have saved up for heroic intervention. Link Queen of the Ice is an interesting choice, but... I'm gonna go ahead and... get my drawing stuff going on. Vorinclex is fantastic. Look at all the lands that we have as well. Could bounce something back. I think I will. I'll bounce back the... I'll bounce back the Cosmina, sure. Why not? And then I'm gonna hold for heroic intervention. Okay, so... this is still pretty solid. He doesn't have a haster as far as I know. Should be okay. He's gonna block the 12-12 with the 1-1. Trying to bounce that back. I'm actually gonna go ahead and try and not let that happen because he also loses the Brazen Borrower. Yep, makes sense. Take 8. Alright, we should be good from here. You'd have to play a Vorinclex, but that still wouldn't be enough, honestly. He gets no counters thanks to Vorinclex, so that's huge. I think if there's two Vorinclexes, they just cancel each other out. Elder Gargoth could be a bit of a pain, but nothing like we can't beat by any means. Okay, let's kind of see what we can get here. That's a great card. I'm gonna go ahead and just cast it now. All right, bada boom, bada boom. All right, so that's a good way to end the video. Again, Quandrix ramp with creatures, very good. As you can see, even though we didn't we took out a bunch of our lands and we didn't get our creatures early on, it still has a way to kind of provide for itself. So yeah, I really like the deck overall. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you want to see more, you know what to do. Press the buttons down below. And again, Fan Submission Friday, drop your Aether Hub or your entire deck list in the comments down below. So right now up top, YouTube is showing a video, my most recent upload, and then right below that is a video that YouTube thinks you specifically like. So go ahead, check those videos. Thank you all so much for watching. You might also see me post a Twitch link. I will be live streaming usually anytime around after 7 to midnight. So if you want to see me on Twitch, go live and see what I'm going to be doing. Hit that link in the description down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you for your next NerdPhil.